and welcome to CAWcreations. It's Tuesday, March 27th. It's my podiversary. Woohoo! It's been a year since I started this journey. I can't believe that time's gone by so quickly, but it's been quite fun. So if you're new to the podcast, thanks for coming. And if you're a returning viewer, thanks for coming back. I am Cheryl Can on Instagram and Ravelry, and CAWcreations.org for my website with my patterns and my show notes. So welcome. I already said it is Monday the 26th of March. My podiversary is actually Tuesday the 27th, and I will post this tomorrow, but it's Monday. I have a crazy sore throat, so I'm going to be shutting it off and turning it back on a number of times so that I can stop and get my throat working again. Anyway, I have two faux this week. I have my Beach Day Cowl, which you can see here. And I love this because it takes all of the patterns in the Beach Day shawl and it runs you through them. So you've got your wave, you've got a border, and then just one repeat of the wave. And then you've got the marram grass section, the sky section, the raised section, one more repeat of the wave, and a border at the end. Now the cast on edge, and I did a stretchy bind off, so it's kind of a bit bigger, but I probably should have put the tag on the other end. So you put the big one down here. But anyway, I like it. I really, really like it. So that's my latest faux, and I have test knitters test knitting it right now, so I'm really excited about that. And my other faux is my Find Your Fade. And I'm finally finished of it. This is where I was last time I showed you, so I've gotten this last section finished. This is Chocolate and Wine by Bayview Fiber Arts. I can't pronounce this one. Quincia, I think. And then I can't remember all the names. I'll have to write them down. I started with Cleopatra's Wing, Cleopatra in the Snow, both Bayview Fiber Arts. Then it's Lisa Suzu's 2018 Rhinebeck. And then it's Pansy, again by Bayview Fiber Arts. And then these two, I always mix them up, so I'll have to look those two up. And then finally, it finished with Chocolate and Wine, which I love those colors together. So that's my fade finished. I still have to block it. And I knit it on like a size 1, or a size 1, because when I knit it, whatever size it called for, it was so big. It's still huge, and I haven't blocked it yet, and it will stretch. So I'm really excited to be finished with that. So that's where I am. I have a couple of prizes. So because this is my podiversary, I'm going to pull a couple of names from the people who are following my podcast, and each of you are going to get a CAWcreations pin and one of these two bags. So I'm going to draw two names of two followers. So the bags say Prince Edward Island and have my original CAWcreations tags before I started doing the Grain Deep CAWcreation tags with PEI on the back of them. So one of them is, they're both nautical themed. This one is sailboats and shells, kind of white on a white. And then this one is the anchor. So I will draw those and I will put your names here. Also, I have both the year-long worsted weight socks and the year-long stash or shelf cowls. Nobody's finished any worsted weight socks, so I pulled two prizes from the two finished things in the stash or shelf cowl. So each of Michelle PEI and Karen P. McDonald each finished a project. Karen did Fiona Alice's Take Heart hat, and Michelle did a pair of socks. I can't remember what pair of socks she did. But each of them fiber arts, so they will be getting Mermaid's Lair. It's a mini. It's in her Providence Bay sock yarn, which is 75% superwash merino and 25% nylon. And then they will also each get a Progress Keeper by Bayview Fiber Arts. So they're the little crab Progress Keepers. So those are what will be prizes for the cowls. I'm going to have to take a break. I'll be back. So I got some President's Choice lemon ginger, green tea. I'm going to put some honey in it for my throat. So hopefully we'll get through the rest of this. I'm only going to go through a few works in progress. This is a pair of socks that I'm finishing up. I've got number 1 done, and I'm just turning the heel on number 2. These are done with Diamond Select Footsie. It's a machine wash, lay flat to dry, 75% superwash wool, 25% polyamide. And I'm doing the same rib on it that Heidi Wolfret's Knitter's Mitts have. So I love it. It's a, it makes a really nice rib. So yeah, it's a purchase pattern. If you want to get the pattern for the rib, it's Heidi Wolfret's Knitter's Mitts. Hopefully I'm saying that right. But I love the pattern of the ribbing because it's just a little bit different to do, but it keeps it nice and tight. And I continue the ribbing down the top of the sock, so the sock will fit really nice. I'm making them for a barista who had worked at Beans for a while, so she was really good to us when we would go to Beans for knitting. So yeah, they're for her, but I don't have her actual size, so I wanted a very forgiving pattern for a sock. I can't remember what size needles these are on. I usually use a 1 or 2 millimeter needle. I'll double check them and I'll write it in under here. And the other thing I'm working on are, this is Bayview Fiber Arts yarn. It's my first Bayview Fiber Arts yarn. I'm using it for the stash or shelf knit along. And what I'm knitting in it are fingerless gloves in the same pattern that the headband is in, that we published for the February pattern in the CAWcreations knitting calendar ebook of patterns. This is Public Over's design, and she did it on a headband for a slouch hat and a headband pattern, and then it's also on this pair of Knitter's Mitts. So I'm knitting them up. She's doing them one way and I'm doing them a different way. This is in a fingering weight yarn, and again, oh, these are US 3s or 3.25 millimeter needles. They're cubits, metal cubits. So Knitter's Pride, I think, makes those. I like the cubits, and I like these needles. I just picked them up at Owl's Hollow. Yeah. So that's about all that I have here to show you knit-wise. The book I'm just finishing up is called After the Cure. It's post-apocalyptic. There was some kind of disease released that creates zombies, and now they've found a cure, and so they were able to cure most of the people that had become zombies. So it's the after effects of that social issue. So people are now trying to figure out what happened, and so we're following a doctor who has been at camps to help cure people and is now meeting with another doctor, or a research PhD, who is working in the lab where they think the original problem got out. So it's a really interesting story. You're not quite sure if the characters are reliable. I'm 3/4 of the way through it. I've been reading it on my phone as an ebook. But I'm getting really engaged with the characters. It's been a little bit since I've read one of these types of books. I had to take a bit of a break because I was reading and watching a lot of dark stuff, and so yeah, it's a really, I would recommend the book. I will do a complete review of it when I'm completely finished of it. Other than that, I've been trying to get well. I'm really tired of being sick. Yeah. In fact, it hurts to talk, so this is going to be a really short podcast, but because it was my podiversary, I figured I should do something today, so it will be posted tomorrow, and I want to get those prizes out for the winners. Yeah, so what else is going on? My kids are finishing up the end of semester at university, so they're really busy studying and working. It's really busy at work because people are finishing up projects for the end of the semester. Yeah, so no, that's pretty much what's been going on. I guess, sorry for such a short episode. Hopefully the next episode I'll be able to talk a little bit better and we can do better with it. Happy knitting and have a wonderful week.